In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to use 3D Warehouse to find a suitable 3D model of your home, how to take a picture of it, and then how to put it into your Photoshop so you can start working on it. First thing that you're going to want to do is come over to the All categories and change that a little bit. Change it to Architecture. And that'll change the screen and how that works. Now the main category is on architecture, and it has a whole lot of things that relate to architecture, but we can narrow this down even further by going to things like apartment buildings, if that's what you want to build, bridges, or even hospitals. But let's start off in houses. Now you can see that it gave us a whole bunch of interesting things, both exteriors and interiors. So you're going to have to go, scroll through and find what you want to use to build up your house, depending on what your overall design looks like. So you might have to do kind of a bit of searching, but find something that's suitable. And if worse comes to, you can always alter the design to make it feel like exactly what you want. Personally, I actually like this one. This will work for what I'm going to do because I'm going to build mine out of several different pieces. So I think I'm going to copy this. What you're going to do, once you choose a design, you're going to come down to the bottom here to see more details. Click on that so that it brings it to this one. And then when we hover over it, it'll allow us to see the 3D model. So once I click on that, it's going to take a little bit of time to load, but it'll allow us to see the model, but also to move that model around so that we can alter a couple of facts about how we're looking at this and how we're going to see this. Over on the right side, there's this little arrow for a menu, and I can change that to a variety of different things. Right now it's on rotate, but we can see that we can put it on move, and we can move the entire house. We can also get it to zoom, and we can zoom out a little bit by clicking and dragging. What we want to do is we want to match it to our scene in Photoshop. And this is the scene that I'm going to use. And we can see that we're looking down at the earth. So I want to put mine right down here, and I'm going to build it upward. And I need a couple of different pieces. So I think I need one shot at an angle like this. And I think that's pretty good. So what we're going to do is we are going to steal this. And I want you guys to be very conscious about what you're doing. Stealing artwork off the internet, it falls into that area of copyright, and that can get you into a very sticky situation in the future. But while you guys are learning how to become artists and to work in design, copyright does not apply for practicing purposes. As long as you are doing something and changing it and making it your own, and you are not trying to sell it for any sort of profit, then you should be okay. At the very least, you'll be okay for my class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot of this. But again, as you get out into the future, take your time, sign up for things, download stuff, pay the people involved so that they get a part of the profit of whatever it is that you make. Now I'm going to take a screenshot of this. In a Mac, it's Command, Shift, and then 3 for the whole scene, and 4 if you just want to take a picture of an area. And I just need this little area. And I need a couple other things. In different, depending on what computer you're working on, it might be different things. It's Windows and then print screen, oftentimes on a PC. And then on Chromebooks, I think it's Control and show window, or Control F5, but you'll have to look that up if you need. I need to move this a little bit. I'm going to put this onto the rotate. And that might be the right angle, but I might have to retake this a couple times. We'll see where things get to. I'll take another shot. Now I have those two designs. I'm going to rename them so that I know what they're working with, but the 3D model side and
3D model garage. I'm going to store them away somewhere safe, and then I'm going to put them into my Photoshop.
So both of those are pretty good. I'm going to size them up. So I'm working with the biggest versions that I can possibly work with, so that I have high quality things, and then I can always size those things down afterwards. The last step that you really need to do is delete everything that's not important. So I'm going to rasterize this by right-clicking on the layer, rasterizing. I'm going to do that to both of these. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to delete everything. I'm going to hide everything else, including, I think I'm going to hide my background so that it's not distracting at all. And I'm going to use the magic wand tool. And I can click on just specific areas and start deleting those. You can see that I'm quickly deleting lots of the things out of this scene, but it's even leaving a little bit of extra. You can see that it's not getting the gradient, but that's okay. I can always switch over to my brush, to my eraser tool, size up, deselect any of the selections that I made, and finish up any erasing that needs to happen so that there's nothing strange that's going to end up in my scene. Take your time so that you create a good design and that you don't accidentally erase things that need to be there. And there we go. We have pieces that I can move around and I can start resizing to fit my scene. And if it doesn't feel like it's the right kind of size to fit into your scene and that you need a different angle, just go back to the website, play around with the angles, take pictures, and then re-embed it back in. But so far, that looks pretty good.